Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McCullough, and today we have got plenty of news to get stuck into involving Scott McTominay, Harry Maguire, and their future. And of course, what the hell is going on with Andre Onana? Over the last week, we've been at pretty much the same stage that Manchester United are going to get this deal finalised, and Andre Onana will be a Manchester United player. So is it just a matter of time still, or has something gone wrong? We'll get stuck into those reports as well in this video. Make sure you're sticking around here on Full-Time Devils, Stretford Paddock, by hitting that subscribe button right now. Over 700,000 of you have already done that. We want to try and hit 750,000, and we've got plenty coming up as well from this week. We're heading out to the States. We're going to New York, New Jersey, San Diego, Houston, and of course as well Las Vegas. So if you want to be around for all that, and we're going to Dublin as well a few days after we get back. So if you want to be involved with all of that, hit that subscribe button. We'll have plenty of stuff coming to you from out on the tour. But let's get stuck into some of these stories right now. Let's start with Scott McTominay, because we're hearing reports linking Scott McTominay with a move away from Manchester United. We've also heard on a few occasions that, Man United are going to keep him around. But right now we're hearing Man United have not proactively planned to sell Scott McTominay, but should they receive an acceptable offer, it would pave the way to complete the midfield overhaul and recruit another specialist defensive alternative to Casemiro. And I imagine that comes from the MEM, by the way. And I imagine where we are at with the likes of Scott McTominay is that, we want to get some of our business done. The likes of Andre Onana, maybe a striker as well. And I imagine once we get a couple of signings through the door, we'll then see a few going out. Maybe the likes of Scott McTominay. And by not saying we want to sell him, we're not putting ourselves into a position where we're potentially being lowballed on a fee. We've seen with Anthony Elanga, we've seen with Fred, we've seen with a few other players that Manchester United have been rumoured to sell or have sold. And the fees that we're being linked with for some of those players, Dean Henderson's another one, aren't particularly great, especially when you look at some of the fees knocking around at the moment. So it gives Manchester United a position of strength, I suppose, in any negotiations. But I do think once we see, those deals done for the goalkeeper, for the striker, then hopefully we can move on McTominay, move on Fred and or McTominay, and move on Maguire as well to bring in some funds, and then the likes of maybe Amrabat, a centre back, getting signed. I think around, those 5 signings has to be the target for Manchester United. Although again, with where we're at with the Glazer ownership, with where we're at in terms of needing to make those sales, is possibly a little bit unlikely, but you have to try and be optimistic in these situations. And if we can get the goalkeeper done, we've got Mason Mount, get those done in time for the bulk of pre-season, and then hopefully we'll see a few more coming through the door. But Scott McTominay could be one of those on the way out, although nothing concrete at this moment in time. We also heard United retain, this is again from the MEN, United retain an interest in adding another holding midfielder to their squad, likely depending on Scott McTominay's future. They like Romeo Lavia, but Amrabat is considered more likely. And again, Romeo Lavia is probably going to go to someone that can make their moves now in the transfer market. United, if we have to depend on sales for Scott McTominay, it means we're probably going to be a little bit behind in the pecking order for Romeo Lavia. Amrabat is someone that, I would like to see us sign as well. A replacement for Casemiro if required. And of course, someone that could play alongside him as well, give you an opportunity to rest him, etc. So it would be a good signing, I think. But again, I think it's one of those that we'll potentially see a little bit further down the line. Now, we're hearing Harry Maguire, his future's up in the air. But apparently, West Ham are ready to test United's resolve. Now, I say test United's resolve. I actually meant to say test Harry Maguire's resolve, because it's clear United have no resolve in terms of keeping Harry Maguire. They want to sell him. But we hear West Ham are to test Harry Maguire's resolve to stay at Man United after selling Declan Rice. They've obviously received 100 million plus £5 million add-ons for Declan Rice. So they'll be in the market to improve their team, bring in players. Obviously, it's not a player. He's not going to play in Declan Rice's position, but he could be a leader in their team. And he's being linked with a move away, but apparently wants to stay at Manchester United, wants to fight for his spot. Now, I feel that's probably down to the wages situation. That's not down to him wanting to stay at Man United because he thinks he's going to play every week. Because there's not a cat's, unless there's loads of injuries, there's no way Harry Maguire starts week in, week out for Manchester United next season. So he should be looking for a move to away, and I think it's him and his agent just trying to force United's hand a little bit in terms of, getting a payout. It says Maguire is high on David Moyes' wanted list as centre-back, although West Ham would prefer a loan move to a permanent deal at this stage. It says Harry Maguire is happy at Manchester United and believes he can break into the team. That comes from Simon Jones at the Mail as well, who's also repeated that, saying West Ham are exploring a move for Man United defender Harry Maguire. Maguire is understood to have accepted he would be best served by leaving. So maybe a little bit of a contrast there in the Mail report and a few others that are out there. They say that he has accepted he'd be best served by leaving. So again, maybe it is a negotiation point to get that £10 million payoff that Man United will probably have to pay him, because he's on about 180 grand a week, 200 grand a week. Someone's going to pay him 80 to 100 grand a week if they sign him. Someone like West Ham maybe. So United have to make up the difference possibly in a payout. It says Harry Maguire will be allowed to leave if a £40 million offer is tabled, says the Mail. Now, I'd imagine we'd accept less than that, but you have to start your negotiating somewhere. And it's incredible that we'd kind of be happy to get £30 million, which would be more than half the money lost on him. Madness. What a waste of a signing. But, it's again one that we need to get resolved. He shouldn't be the captain. I think we should change our captain even while he's here. But that one could drag on a little bit as well. You've got a feeling a few of these things could drag on, especially some of these more high-profile departures from Man United. Something that's dragged on is the Andre Onana deal. We hear from Sky Sports in Italy, Matteo Bazzaghi, Onana to Man United deal only has the player's contract details left, and the last okay from Onana is missing. €50 million plus bonuses will be the fee. White smoke possible on Monday. Again, this date keeps moving. And now they're saying players' contract details left and last okay from Onana. I thought that was all sorted. Players' terms were agreed according to Fabrizio Romano. So let's see what happens there. Gazzetta in Italy have said Inter has found the final agreement with Man United for the sale of the Cameroonian goalkeeper Andre Onana. The Nerazzurri club will collect €50 million plus bonuses. The announcement is expected tomorrow. Now that kind of came out around midnight, so I don't know if they meant tomorrow as in Sunday or Monday. Who knows when this announcement's going to be. But it feels like we're getting closer to Andre Onana being a Manchester United player. We also heard that maybe a reason for the delays from Alfredo Padula was that Inter have been distracted from Andre Onana to Man United by the Romelu Lukaku situation. They want to give the green light tomorrow for 48 to 50 million euros plus add-ons. It's just dragging on now, innit? Hopefully we'll get a here we go or something like that very soon, and hopefully he is out there in America. But that's where we are at the moment. Obviously nothing confirmed, nothing set in stone. It does feel like he'll eventually be a Man United player, and we're just waiting on that bid being accepted by Inter Milan. But, stranger things have happened, and it hasn't happened yet. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribing. We'll be back very, very soon with much more, and I'll see you in a bit.